In this video, we will learn some vocabulary on the topic of competition law. So let's start it. It should be noted that this glossary is intended as a general guide and is not presumed to be exhaustive. Abuse of bargaining position. Anti-competitive practices which a firm with an upper hand position may use its position to improperly exploit consumers in order to maintain or increase its position in the market. Abuse of dominant position. A dominant firm may use its substantial market power to stop efficient competitors from entering a market, to drive existing efficient competitors out of the market, or to change a high price. Acquisition refers to obtaining ownership and control by one firm, in whole or in part, of another firm or business entity. As distinct from a merger, an acquisition does not necessarily entail amalgamation or consolidation of the firms. Agreement. To lessen or restrict competition. Agreement refers to an explicit or implicit arrangement between firms normally in competition with each other to their mutual benefit. Agreements to restrict competition may cover such matters as prices, production, markets, and customers. Anti-competitive practices. This refers to a wide range of business practices in which either a single firm or a group of firms act in ways which restrict competition. Restricting competition leads to higher prices and less production or output in the market. Antitrust law. Antitrust law refers to laws dealing with monopoly and monopolistic practices. Some countries also use the terms fair trading or anti-monopoly law. Barriers to entry. Barriers to entry are factors which prevent or deter the entry of new firms into a market. Entry barriers limit competition. There are three broad classes of barriers: legal, where governments restrict entry into a market to protect state-owned enterprises, for example; economic, which refer to cost conditions that impede entry; and behavioral barriers to entry, where a dominant firm acts to prevent new entry. Bilateral monopoly. A situation where there is a single buyer and seller of a given product in a market. The level of concentration in the sale or purchase of the product results in a mutual interdependence between the seller and buyer. Under certain circumstances, the buyer can exercise countervailing power to constrain the market power of a single or few larger sellers in the market and result in greater output and lower prices than would prevail under monopoly or oligopoly. Buyout refers to a situation where the existing owners of a firm are bought out by another group, usually management and/or workers of that firm. A buyout may be for the whole firm or a division or a plant as the case applies. Cartel. A cartel is an agreement between firms in a market to set prices or the amount of market output, allocate customers or geographic areas between them, engage in bid rigging, divide profits, etc. Cartels try to maximize cartel profits in the same way that a monopolist restricts market output, or raises or fixes prices in order to earn higher profits. Collusion. Collusion refers to either formal or informal agreements between sellers to raise or fix prices or to reduce output in order to increase joint profits. Conglomerate. A firm or business enterprise has different economic activities in different unrelated markets. Competition law may be concerned that conglomerates may be able to act anti-competitively by subsidizing a member of the group to price below cost to drive out competitors. Conspiracy. Normally a covert or secret arrangement between competing firms in order to earn higher profits by entering into an agreement to fix prices and restrict output. Deconcentration. A policy of breaking up and divesting operations of large firms in order to reduce the degree of concentration in an industry. Diversification. The term refers to the expansion of an existing firm into another product line or market. Divestiture refers to firms selling part of their current operations, divisions or subsidiaries. Divestiture may take place as a result of firms restructuring their business in order to concentrate on certain products or markets. Dominant firm. A dominant firm is one which has some control over the market. For example, influences or controls the price, the quality of products, and the way business is conducted. Competition authorities often use market share as a proxy for market power. Excess prices refers to prices set significantly above competitive levels as a result of monopoly or market power. Exclusive dealings. Exclusive dealing refers to an arrangement whereby a retailer or wholesaler is tied to purchase from a supplier on the understanding that no other distributor will be appointed or receive supplies in a given area. Fair competition. Competition between companies or business based on the factors of price, quality, and service, and not practices, which is condemned by public or law like abuse of monopoly powers, competitor bashing, predatory pricing, etc. Horizontal merger. A horizontal merger is a merger or business consolidation that occurs between firms that operate in the same space. As competition tends to be higher and the synergies and potential gains in market share are much greater from merging firms in such an industry. Joint venture. A joint venture is an agreement between firms or individuals to undertake a specific business project together. It is similar to a partnership, but limited to a specific project such as producing a specific product or doing research in a specific area. Non-competition clause. Non-competition clause is a contractual clause bringing about a direct or indirect obligation causing the parties to an acquisition agreement, or at least one of them, not to manufacture, purchase, sell or resell independently goods or services. Oligopoly. An oligopoly is a market characterized by a small number of firms, up to about 8 to 10. Who realize that their competitors will respond if they change their price or marketing strategies. Oligopsony. Oligopsony is similar to an oligopoly, few sellers. This is a market in which there are only a few large buyers for a product or service. This allows the buyers to exert a great deal of control over the sellers and can effectively drive down prices. Price discrimination. Price discrimination occurs when a firm charges different prices for the same product or service to customers in different parts of the market. For example, different geographic location, different time of day, etc., where the price difference is unrelated to the cost of supply. Resale price maintenance. Agreement or concerted practices between a supplier and a dealer with the object of directly or indirectly establishing a fixed or minimum price.